Hey everybody, Karyn Bryant here. I'm talking with Derek Brunson, who is our main event against Darren Till. Obviously, Derek, this is a huge fight for you. Well, I think it's a big, huge fight. Do you think it's a big, huge fight?
I think every fight is a huge fight for me. I have these envisionments in my head of where I should be at, but in the landscape of the division, um, it is a huge fight. For me
Mhm.
and Till. So he's wanting a title shot. I'm wanting a title shot. Izzy has mentioned his name. I've been working hard to get to that title shot. So yeah, it's definitely a big fight.
Do you think it's harder for you since you've already fought Israel?
I don't think so. Being that the last time we fought, I was ranked higher, and
Mhm.
it was more like it was his shot to prove himself. So
Yeah.
he was able to get the win. I went back to the drawing board and fix some things, and to go out and finish Till, I think five in a row definitely puts me in the conversation next.
I think it would be hard to deny you that conversation. Do you feel that it's been an uphill battle for you more than other people?
Um, I don't like to make excuses. I just like to chip away at things.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the way that social media and the popularity contest is these days, I mean, it is what it is. But I kind of keep that stuff out of my mind and just do
Mhm.
things that I can control. So that's mainly my focus these days is just doing whatever's in my control.
Well, okay, so you bring up a couple things. I am going to come back around to it, but okay. So let's first and foremost, though, talk about the actual matchup with Darren because this one is interesting. Southpaw, Southpaw. I don't know how many. You've fought a few Southpaws, though, right? But I mean, I know that's an equally difficult thing for both combatants because just as a lot of people have a hard time finding a lefty to train with, you probably do too, right?
Yeah, for sure. The majority of my training partners are right-handed. I would say like
Yeah.
80, 85%. But I don't know. All these years, it's about making adjustments and
Mhm.
being a martial artist, being able to make reads. And you got to be articulate in this sport. You got to be able to make reads and make adjustments. So I was able to compile some left-handers.
Mhm.
Leota was left-handed, I believe.
Yeah.
Kelly was left-handed.
Right.
I think there's one other person that I fought. I think I fought like three lefties in a row or something like that.
Right.
So
Right. I can't remember if Shahbazyan is left-handed. I don't think
no,
so.
he's all
Yeah,
orthodox. Yeah.
the Orthodox. But with Darren too, so what do you make are the biggest dangers with him? I will say the one thing Whitaker said after their fight was that all those feints he really bit on a lot of them, and he was mentally exhausted after that fight. And it was it was a challenging fight. It was a close fight all around, but he definitely said he was mentally tired from that fight. So what do you when you look at Darren, when you look at the way he fights, what do you feel like you have to be most prepared for?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think he's a guy, he likes to mix it up. He does showcase a lot of things to try to create a
Hmm.
lot of distractions to work his way in. He like to throw his left hand, his lead kick, his rear kick. He's a guy, he's like a Muay Thai practitioner. That's what he like to
Yeah.
showcase. So you have to be mindful of that and keep my eyes open. And like Whitaker said, he fell for the feints, but I'm looking to capitalize and make opportunities on all those feints.
Yeah. So what do you say you went back to the drawing board, right? Because obviously there were times when you were on a tear and then you'd have a little bit of a setback. But right now you're on a roll. I believe it's four in a row, right? So what kind of adjustments did you make when you sort of went back to the drawing room?
Well, I stopped training myself for one. I was training at
Yeah.
Jackson's like the first 4 or 5 years of my career. Then I just started. I opened up a gym at home and I tried to
Hmm.
assemble with guys. And I thought I had enough at home. It's real comfortable. The kids are there, the family's there, so it's a real comfortable situation. But I didn't have enough training partners at that time.
Yeah.
So then I started. I made my way out to Sanford, and I've been here 4 fights and 4-0, and this is my fifth fight. So just allowing myself to be coached again and work on the things I need to work on, and having somebody push me every day is good for me.
Yeah, I can see the appeal of the comfort, but I think being uncomfortable is where the growth is, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. In life, if you want to achieve great things, you definitely got to be uncomfortable. You got to take risks.
Uh-huh.
You can't be in your comfort zone. Your comfort zone, you see it over and over again, especially when fighters get to the end of their career. They get in
Yeah.
that comfort zone. They made a little bit of money. They get really comfortable with it at what they achieved, and then it shows in their fight. So
Yeah.
that's been my main thing: is never being comfortable or never getting in my comfort zone.
So is it? uncomfortable at all to be training with Ian Heinisch? I know you won that fight, so maybe it's less uncomfortable for you, but he switched down to Sanford. Have you guys been training together?
Yeah, me and Ian trained together quite a few times.
Nice.
No, it's not uncomfortable. I guess if I was a loser, maybe it'd be a little uncomfortable.
Right.
But no, I actually help him a lot and give him a lot of pointers in terms of,
Hmm.
I've been in the game for a long time.
Yep.
I fought him, I broke him down, and there was a lot of things that I broke down of his fighting style that I was able to capitalize on. And just looking at him fight and kind of grow as a fighter, and
Hmm.
he's making mistakes, which every fighter does, is being able to say, "Hey, man, don't get too discouraged. It's the small things. You can fix this and this, then it'll change up the whole dynamics of your fighting." So.
I'm curious what you think to date has been. We're saying this is a big fight for you, but setting back Edmund Shahbazyan was a big deal, and I feel like that was a fight where it seemed like, oh, were they putting you in the gatekeeper position, or are they really, it's a big step up for Edmund, and it felt like the way you won that fight that you really went out there to make a statement and to kind of make a point of like, hey, everybody, I'm not the stepping stone. Is that what was in your mind, and if not, what was?
Oh yeah, for sure. That was a fight where I was a huge underdog. A lot of people was counting me out, talking about retirement, all this other stuff. So it was one of those fights I had to show everybody, I'm still relevant, and I know how to break guys down. I know how to break guys. I know how to, go out there and fight. So it's just been my whole career about being more efficient and fighting in a smarter way.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, I think there were times with the critique on you sometimes that it was a little wild, right? And so we could always see that there was a lot of great skill and ability there, and maybe that came from you not being properly coached. Is that fair?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I try to rely on doing my own thing or what I
Mhm.
felt was, I just went out there and like, let's get in a fight,
Right.
Um, if I get tagged, or I'm trying to knock you out, So, which
Yeah.
that isn't the best way to approach fighting. You need to be a little bit more patient and calculated. So, yeah, that's been a part of, my training and working on that.
What did you make of fighting Kevin Holland? Because he's such a trip, and the talking and all this stuff. Like, was that something that you were really ready for?
Yeah, well, Kevin Holland was just a lot of talk,
Yeah.
A guy doing a lot of talking and not a lot of action or
Yeah.
in a game, it really doesn't matter. If you're going to talk, you definitely better be ready to back up whatever you've been talking. So I
Yeah.
would say whenever I fought Izzy, he talked a lot, I talked a lot, but, he
Hmm.
backed it up. So now I went back to the drawing board, and the plan going forward is I know what I can do to make sure that I
Hmm.
back up the talk the first time and what I want to achieve.
Do you think a win over Darren gets you a title shot?
I think an impressive win over Darren gets me a
Mhm.
title shot. I think I go out there and knock him out or finish him in the first round. I think I get a title shot for sure. If it's a decision or so, I think they probably do me and Cannonier, for a
Mhm.
title eliminator. So yeah, I can see that. But uh, go out and finish this guy, I wouldn't see why not.
What do you make of Cannonier? The fight with Kelvin was a good one. At the top of the division now, it's basically just a few of you guys, and like we were saying with Israel, it's a rematch for you. But yeah, what Jared? Because you haven't fought. I mean, Jack was number 5 or so now, right? But so yeah, Jared would actually be a really good make sense fight for you, I guess. I kind of like that.
Yeah, well, any fight. I'm not opposed to any fight. I'm just
Yeah.
at this point. I'm trying to maximize. So I haven't
Right.
got a title shot, but I'm not. I'm not like picking or worried about any fight. I'm just definitely looking at maximizing. If you talk
Yep.
about a guy that's been on a 5 fight winning streak, and I'm able to go out here and finish Darren Till, I want to be rewarded for that. A title
Yeah.
shot. These other guys at the top, Costa, I've been trying to fight him. Now imagine I get that fight against Costa, which the UFC sent him a contract, and I
Right.
beat him, which he's number 2. We're not talking about who gets the next title shot. So that's been my career too. Is a lot of guys been turning down fights against me, so I wouldn't put myself. I haven't been able to put myself in the most advantageous position to capitalize. Because, like I said, if I go out here and fight Costa and beat him or beat the number 2 guy, I'm definitely next. We're not talking about another fight. So
Right.
um, that's not a part of my focus. A finish over Darren Till. Like one thing Cannonier said. He said, "Hey, I need to fight. I'm broke. I'm not broke. I don't need to fight. I got a lot of other things. I got businesses going on. So,
Nice.
like, I can wait a little bit. I know
Okay.
Izzy and Whitaker is going to fight.
Right.
So, like I said, if I go out here and get an impressive finish, I'm going to be looking for a title shot. If I go out here and get a decision, I'll fight again. So
Okay.
whoever I need to fight."
Okay, but now be careful though, Derek, right? Because a lot of time when guys go out sort of headhunting or looking for a finish,
Oh,
that's when you can get yourself in trouble.
well, no. See, that's a part of the maturity game.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not gonna force anything, but I've been training this whole time and working on things to get finishes in a more calculated, precise way. So
Hmm.
yeah, I'm not out here saying I'm gonna just throw all caution to the wind and just try to knock this guy head off. I'm
Right.
gonna go out here and just do my thing as I've been doing lately. But I feel like I could have got finishes or I could have added to my previous fights. I feel I could have
Hmm.
finished Holland's, but I've never been 25 rounds until that. So after going
Right.
25 rounds, now I'm like, okay, I could have added a little bit more here, there, did a little bit
Right.
more here. So yeah, so that's how I feel about it.
Nice. It's all a learning experience for you. One thing you did learn recently is how to kill the social media game. Dude, the meme is gold. And Angie and I were talking about it the other day on the show. We both love it. How did it come about? And like, where did it come from? And how far are we taking this thing? Because I freaking love it.
Well, no, I just like honestly, I like to have fun, and it's like the most of my MMA career, it's always been like a chip on my shoulder, and I wasn't able to have fun. So now my
Right.
approach now is to keep the same energy, keep the same focus, um, train harder than I did before, and just have fun. So like I'm just being myself pretty much. I like to joke. I like to, man. I don't know. A lot of people who know me, they're like, man, you're like one of the funniest people I know. But everybody else
Yeah.
don't know that, because it's like I
Right.
always been uptight and stuff like that. So yeah, just cut back a little bit.
And why do you think that is? Like, is that just something that comes with being in the UFC longer and feeling yourself and being on this streak and you just feel like you're coming into your own? Because it does seem like, I mean, Ron Brunson don't care, right? Like it does seem like, a little bit more recently that you just, yeah, became, I don't want to say a different person, but like the Derek that I see now is not the same Derek we saw 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's in this game in combat sports. It's a tough business to be in. One minute you can
Yeah.
be hyped, and the next minute everybody calling you a bum. So, um, like I said, it's always been a chip on the shoulder, always trying to earn that respect. But now I guess I'm a little bit more mature. I don't really care about what people think. I'm just more focused on like the things I have going on, my family, my kiddos, everything. As long as they're good, I'm good. So all I have to do is go out, train hard, and ultimately
Yeah.
perform. So that's what my focus is.
I will say that does seem to be an overarching theme or like a through line after COVID, or well, we're still in it, obviously, right? But like people decided to like give fewer F's about certain things, or like that, I guess they realize now life really could end tomorrow. So let me just do my thing. Cause I know I've made a personal shift on certain things and it I don't know if that's what led to it, but I like it.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's always good to evaluate yourself. See what's going on,
Yeah.
see where you need to make some changes at, see what you need to keep, and just go from there.
So I'm curious what your take is. I know you had to watch it. What did you make of Tyron's fight? Tyron's somebody who beat your upcoming opponent, Darren Till, and we knew that was going to be a big payday for T Wood. And I'm just curious what your take is on that fight.
Um, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think as in the results. Now I would have to go back and watch it because people thought it was close. I
Uh huh.
didn't see how it was a split decision. I had Jake winning, and that's
Yeah.
not saying that Tyron got his behind whipped. No, he didn't. It was a very stagnant fight. So like,
Hmm.
but I didn't think it was a split decision or anything. I think maybe 5-3 rounds, Jake.
Yeah.
But with that being said, Tyron could have easily won the fight. I thought he was going to put a little bit more pressure. A lot of people counted him out, but I was telling all the guys that I know and like training partners, I'm like, yeah, T Wood is going to win.
Right.
Jake Paul isn't quite ready. Like you can. Woodley been in moments. He made mistakes. He rushed. He got caught in fights, and then he know how to sit back also. So it's a
Hmm.
difference between Jake Paul just sparring, guys trying not to hurt him, and then him actually being in a fight and going 100%, and then that guy knowing how to take a little bit of damage back off him, then bring it forward. Woodley waited too late to bring the action, and that was about the fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth round. That's when he started moving forward. But if he would have did that earlier, oh man, he could have had his way with him. Especially by round 5 or 6.
Well, that was the thing. Yeah, at the end of round 4 is when he kind of almost knocked him out, and then I thought, okay, like here we go. I thought like a game on now, and then it didn't quite happen. So it was frustrating. It was frustrating for me. But
win the fight?
I thought Jake won. I didn't. I like when it came down to it, I thought, yeah, they're going to give it to Jake. Like, I wasn't surprised by that, and I did think that Tyron had his moments, and I really was hoping that he was going to come on more. And I kept thinking, okay, well, maybe they're just trying to take it a little bit later because Tyron has that experience of fighting more rounds, and maybe they're just trying to wear Jake out, and he's bigger and he'll slow down. So I could see the strategy and kind of taking it easy, and also getting your bearings at the beginning of a boxing match because you're not really a boxer. So I kind of expected that, and then I thought he would turn it up a little bit more, and so I was frustrated that there wasn't a lot of volume. But I was actually just talking about this, and we were saying like the flip side, like the possibility of becoming a meme of being knocked out by Jake might have been in his head, and it might have played into the hesitancy. I don't know,
100%.
But nobody wants to be that meme.
Hey, right, and he just had the new track that came out, so like he wanted to go the most safe, conservative route instead of actually putting on the line, which is, if he would have pushed a little bit, he could have easily looked good. Like, there's no way Jake could have boxed with him over 8 if he would have picked the pressure up a little bit more. Because Jake was just stepping back, jogging. At one point, Jake was just walking. He was just, he don't have no footwork, stuff like that. So, like, it's like small stuff like that a fighter, a real fighter, or a fighter that's been at the highest level can make those adjustments and really, all right, I can get in my groove. I can start feinting him. He's walking back. I can hit him with hard shots. I can pull out his punches and then counter him. So yeah, man. T Wood, he waited too late.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and I don't know about this tattoo thing, man. He should probably just move on, man. I know you want.
Don't do it.
Yeah. I mean, like, come on, man. T Wood, you the man. It was a great fight. You got your music is getting better. You made $2 million. I don't know about this tattoo because it's like this. I think they said, I'm guessing this is how it's going to go. If you get a tattoo, I think it has to be visible on his arm and it has to be visible on his leg if he wore shorts, is what I was reading. So that means at any point, if Tyron tried to get it covered up, you're talking about a lawsuit. You know what I mean? So like,
well, right. Did they make a deal of how long they have to keep the tattoo? Because like, yeah, you could keep it for whatever time and then do a cover up.
So Jake and his people are smart. They're saying, hey, this needs to be a permanent tattoo. You can't just remove it if you're asking to get a rematch. So like,
right, that's true. That's true.
What's the point of getting a tattoo that you can remove? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh well. Well, it's tough. It was hard. It was hard to watch, but T Wood's still my buddy. I'm always going to support the guy. I'm glad he got paid.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
All right. Well, so listen. Ideally, Derek, how would you win this fight?
Just taking my time. I think I can get the finish here. I expect Darren Till to come out on fire. He's probably gonna try to bring the fight. He's looking to impress, and I'm stronger, faster, quicker, more skilled on the ground. If we give him the edge and strike him, it's not by far. So it's about me being smart, keeping my eyes open, and just making him pay. If he want to come with a reckless pace, I'm okay with reckless pace. I can kind of tame that a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, just getting the job done and looking for the finish.
Cool. Nice. Well, I'm excited, and I love to see you in a main event slot again. And you really have just been doing things right. You're on a tear 4 in a row. So Darren's tough. It's gonna be a good fight. Oh my God, it's gonna be a good fight. I know you know. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Derek, for your time today, and keep up with the meme. And yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be seeing you. Thank you.